Hi, I'm John from Just News. Today is September 28th, 2022, and I want to start off the news by first saying that my thoughts and prayers go out to the folks in Florida that are going through this massive hurricane, tornadoes, and flooding. Um, Hundreds of thousands and millions of people being displaced and lives probably permanently disrupted. So I just wanted to give my thoughts to the folks of Florida. All right. Secondly, I'm going to talk about the OSWAs, the Online Scotch Whisky Awards. The website is oswa.co.uk. And this year, there are 9 categories. Here they are: Best Value Whiskey, Best Blended Whiskey, Best Blended Malt Whiskey, Best Non-Malt Whiskey, Best Distillery, Best New Distillery, Torreveg, Best Independent Bottler, Best World Whiskey, Best Scotch Single Malt. Anybody and everybody can and are welcome to vote, and the more people that vote, maybe the message gets out there, and maybe there's some power in that with the industry and distilleries actually listening to us whiskey nerds, connoisseurs, and anoraks that really gravitate towards integrity bottlings. The deadline to vote is October 16th. And if you are a whiskey enthusiast, I encourage you to vote. All right. Next up is an expected new release. It's going to be the third release from the Lagavulin 11-year-old Offerman series. And it's going to be called Charred Oak. And it's going to retail anywhere between $80 and $100, depending on your area and your market. And my understanding is these are going to be STR casks made up of ex-bourbon and European oak, some of which have held some wine. What kind of wine, we don't know, or I don't know as of this point. STR stands for shave, toasted, and refurbished, or rejuvenated. Okay. In this case, the Offerman third release is going to be called Charred Oak. So it's going to be shaved and then heavily recharred. So these are basically, rejuvenated, refill, ex-bourbon, and probably some ex-sherry with some European oak in there. The color, I don't have a bottle of this yet, but the picture that I've seen online, the color looks fairly light, and it actually looks like a natural color. And what they're recommending this to be paired with is steak. So that's kind of their sales pitch, is enjoy this Lagavulin 11-year-old heavily charred oak with a good juicy steak. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the last release, the Offerman 11-year-old Guinness finished. I really, really enjoyed that. I went through 2 bottles very quickly, and I have 1 or 2 as backups tucked away for a later time. So I am looking forward to that. And as far as new releases go, there still is a lot of global bottlenecks, and I've even heard that even the glass to manufacture bottles and the bottling plants themselves are backed up big time. So there's delays right from the very beginning till the shipping end. So I'm not sure exactly when that's going to come, but hopefully soon. Sounds good. There's another new release that I'm very excited about, and it's Glenmorangie. It's their third release in this series of this one's called Tale of the Forest. So we had Tale of the Cake, Tale of Winter, and now it's Tale of the Forest. It's due to be released around October 3rd. I'm guessing that's probably in the UK markets first. I expect some kind of delay for the States. And Glenmorangie Tale of the Forest is going to be a non-age stated 46% refill ex-bourbon. And the retail is going to be approximately $85. And what they tried to accomplish with this is the feeling and the smells and the tastes that you would get by walking through a damp, wet forest. Like pine needles, moss, juniper berries, birch bark, heather flowers, eucalyptus, bitter orange, and mint. So if any or all of those sound intriguing, it's yet to be seen whether those target flavors actually translate into the juice that they're trying to market. As with Glenmorangie and the last two, the packaging is really attractive, and it's very foresty and green and colorful. Yeah. And not to backtrack, but the Lagavulin 11 Charred Oak, they have the packaging is kind of colorful as well. It shows like a burning ember charcoal burst kind of a deal going on. All right. And then last but not least, Heineken is reportedly buying Distell, okay, for $2.3 billion. But it's not that simple. Actually, it's quite complicated. And I'm not going to go into all the details because there are a lot of them. But in a nutshell, I think a few things still have to come in alignment for this whole thing to come into play. But on paper, I think what they're trying to achieve, the bottom line being that although all the wheels are in motion, it's yet to be determined exactly what the fall is going to be. But it looks like Distell, which makes Black Bottle, Deanston, Tobermory, which is also Lacheg, and Bunnahabhain. Okay, so my understanding is that the Heineken deal buying Distell kind of excludes the Scotch whiskey part of it. However, it looks like there goes my kitty cat destroying one of my models, which isn't good. Sorry for the interruption. So it looks like Distell is going to be forced to restructure, forming two sub-companies, one being called Nuco, which will mainly feature the ready-to-drink alcoholic beverages, a lot of the seltzers and ciders and things of that nature. And then the second part will be called Cape Vin, Capevin. Cape Vin will be the subsidiary that still owns the Bunnahabhain, Deanston, Tobermory / Lacheg, and Black Bottle. So that wraps it up for today's news. The kitty's been very naughty, and but that's not your fault. Anyway, if you notice, I'm not drinking scotch tonight. I'm trying out these two new, not too new, two Delirium Belgian beers. And one's called Tremens, okay? And then one's called Nocturne. And the major difference is last night I had this bottle, and tonight I'm having this bottle. So the Nocturnum, okay, is the darker Belgian style. They're both the same ABV, but the recipes are different. So the Nocturne is dark, and the Tremens is a lighter, more blonde Belgian ale. And personally, I prefer the Tremens. And if you like Tremens, a couple of I'm kind of on a Belgian kick. I'm an IPA guy, but I'm kind of on a Belgian kick. For the price, you can't go wrong with Leffe, Leffe. That's like $11, $12 for a 6-pack. And then you can't go wrong with Hoegaarden, which is a lighter style Belgian, very popular export. And that's very reasonably priced too. But anyway, I just figured I'd share that with you. So hope you liked today's news. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And thank you so much for all the Patreons that have and do support this channel. And remember, it's just news, folks. So hats off to you all. Take care, and God bless the people of Florida.